James Phillips on Facebook asked if PolyNome can be used to demonstrate 3 against 4 or 4 against 3 as polyrhythms. Yes, it certainly can, and I'm going to show you a couple of ways that it will do this. So the first way and the easiest way is to use metronome 1 to have the count of 4. So to do that, you click on metronome 1, choose change rhythm. We actually already have 4 in here, but what I'm going to do is delete those. And we will do it as subdivisions of a whole note. So these buttons here let you choose what you are subdividing down here. So we'll click on 4. So we have 4 notes in here. And then in metronome 2, we will change rhythm, click on whole note, and this time we will put 3 in here. So now we have 4 in metronome 1 against 3 in metronome 2. Now at the moment, they're using the same sound, so that's not easy to hear the differences. So let's go ahead, click on metronome 1 and choose change sounds, and we'll apply the hi-hat sound to this by just tapping on the R, and this is applied to all the notes in here. And then we'll tap in metronome 2 and choose change sounds, and we'll hit the L, and that will apply a snare to those 3 notes. So now we have 4 against 3. So that's one way to hear it. You could also have PolyNome count these rhythms. So let's tap and choose change sounds. And I'm going to tap and hold one of these buttons. So I'll tap and hold the L button. And I'm going to search for voice. And I'm going to choose voice 1 to 4. And that means that it will count up to 4 and then it will go back to 1. So then I'm going to tap on line 2. Because you can have 2 lines to assign sounds to the rhythms. And I'll tap L,
1,
and you'll see it's going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we'll hit done, and I'll do the same in metronome 2, change sounds. This time I'll use the R button, search for voice, and we'll put voice 1 to 3. And then again, tap on line 2, and we'll assign R to this, and you can see that it's going to count up to 3. Then we'll hit done. So this is going to sound a bit crazy because we've got 2 voices counting at the same time, but let's have a listen.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now while it's playing, you'll see that these faders down here, I can bring down.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So now we're just listening to the 1 to 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And I can bring that down and put the 3 back up. So that's one way of hearing 3 against 4. So this is how I like to explain polyrhythms to people who don't understand how to calculate them. We use the multiple of the 2 numbers that we want to play against each other. So in the case of 3 against 4, we multiply 3 by 4, which gives us 12. So I'm going to add in here 12 16th notes. And then I'm going to tap and change sounds. And in the top line, I'm going to play a note every 4 notes. So we'll have a hi-hat and then 3 rests. And you can see that this is repeated. So this is now assigning an R to the first of every 4 notes. And then on line 2, I'm going to play a kick and then 2 rests. And you'll see this is playing kick, rest, rest, kick, rest, rest, kick, rest, rest, kick, rest, rest. And you can see that these will then line up again when we get to the beginning. So if I hit done, now we have 3 against 4 played against this constant 16th note rhythm. And again, there are various ways we can help to illustrate this with the actual counting. So we could click in here and change sounds. If I change the R sound to be voice 1 to 3,
3,
and I change the K sound to be voice 1 to 4, then you can see the counting written out there.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And if you wanted to hear all of the 16th notes played, you could bring up the sounds of the 16th notes on the overlay faders.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
And then again, we can bring down the volume of the 3.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And bring down the volume of the 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
So that's how you can use PolyNome to demonstrate polyrhythms. And of course, it doesn't have to be just 3 against 4. You can use any of these. So if you look in the whole note divisions, you have 1 to 8 here. On page 2, you have 9 through 16. And on page 3, you have 17 through 24. So if you really wanted, you could play, for example, 19 in metronome 1. And in metronome 2, we could have, for example, 5. So 19 against 5. And this is actually playing 19 with the 3 against 4 inside that rhythm, which is going to be pretty crazy. And then the 5 down here. So I don't have a clue how this would sound. Let's click on here and change sounds. Change these back to a hi-hat and a kick. So this is 3 against 4 in the 19th subdivision with 5 underneath. Let's see how that sounds. Okay, that's kind of Virgil Donati territory right there. Anyway, you can see that PolyNome is a very powerful tool for working with subdivisions and polyrhythms.